DCTMAKES here. Hey, 2 cameras, look at this. People keep asking me how I made the ring bending tool. So here's the only stuff I could get a hold of right now in high density plastics. I couldn't get the square stuff other than ordering it overseas, and obviously with what's going on right now, you can't get it. So just trying to work out how to utilize these instead. Okay, you guys see? Look at this, look at this little fella. Look. Ah. Right. What we've got to do is some kind of base. Obviously, there has to be a lever in the works here somewhere, obviously. Supported at some point. Can you see? Let's shift this one across here. I have no idea how to do camera stuff. Alright, okay. So there has to be a lever, a base that you can clamp down, obviously, and with this round stock, obviously it would have to be in a tube of some kind with maybe a pin running through one side, just to make it complicated. So imagine this is in the tube, moving backwards and forwards, this, and then some kind of pin mechanism in a slot in the tube. So here's the tube, and then we have some kind of slot in the tube with a pin. Pin actually goes into here, into the side of here, and allows this to move backwards and forwards. This is being pressed by question mark something on this lever. Now on the other one I made, everything was square, and I used a piece of 1 inch by 1 inch solid cold rolled steel, but theoretically it could be a rod on here going down on the inside of this tube. So if I draw that and imagine that we have the piece on the inside here curved out, obviously we have to be able to make that pin move with this piece backwards and forwards. So we have to press on this. So it would be better from a force perspective because of how big that is, 1 inch, compared to how much leverage on the other machine that I made. This is nearly 3.5 feet. So a huge amount of leverage. Strong pins required here, strong whatever pin or mechanism is here to actually come down to another pin. Obviously this is going to be moving backwards and forwards, so it has to move something, a shuttle of some kind that actually goes into the end of here. Now if it's a cylinder, that's fine for the pushing part. Obviously this guide pin is going to stop this from rotating like this when it's pressed. Huge amount of pressure created here when you use a long arm. You guys see this? Right, so over to the parts bin, I guess. I'm just going to make it from pieces in the shop. Leftover lawnmowers and stuff I take apart, and motors, junk. You guys want to see that, right? Let's see that. Let's go over and take a quick look at the content of the metal. Yeah. Stinks. It's a metal shed. There are all kinds of junk in here. So I need some kind of tube to start with. And I'm not going to make it in one episode here. The other one took quite a while to put together. Huge amount of pressure created here when you use a long arm. You guys see this? Right, so over to the parts bin, I guess. I'm just going to make it from pieces in the shop. Leftover lawnmowers and stuff I take apart, and motors, junk. You guys want to see that, right? Let's see that. Let's go over and take a quick look at the metal. Yeah. Stinks. Sheesh. It's a metal shed. So we've got all kinds of junk in here. So we need some kind of tube to start with. And I'm not going to make it in one episode here. The other one took quite a while to put together. But there's some square tube, maybe part of an arm here. Arm mechanism. I'm just shopping obviously here. It's got to be thick enough wall thickness to be able to make a lever that's not going to bend. I mean, literally, you will bend things with thin walls because of the force you put on it to bend, especially stainless steel rings. Kind of like that. You need a lot of force to actually bend the ring that's that thick. Anyway, so need some tube. Maybe a rod. Let's see, what's that out of? It's an old washing machine spindle. Push the bearing off. But if you've seen my other video making a ring bending tool, the lever is about this long, and being as it's square, it gives us somewhere to actually put a pin through and pick up the mechanism that's actually going to push on the back of that. So again, nothing bought here, just bits and bobs. So we need a little piece of steel that's strong enough to see what we got here. That's a little too thick. Let's see what we got. That might be good. We'll try that. There's a piece of, what's that off of? Let's see. Oh, that's a support for a mower deck. Old mower deck, I think. Anyway, we cut a piece out of this and we'll make this part here. And then we need some tube that's inch inside, that's got a reasonable wall thickness to pick up those. That's going to be the trouble, finding one. Oh, look at that. I thought it'd be a problem finding it. It's reasonable thickness. So this is going to slide in and out of that. Keep the jokes to yourself. We need a base. Need something substantial. Come back over here. Need something substantial from here that can create a base that can take. Literally, there's a lot of force generated when you when you do this. So get some thick wall. This is the side of a commercial treadmill stand. It might make a good base. I'll try and hook it so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Kinda. Need a piece of metal that goes in here too. Yeah, that looks like a winner. Okay. That might make a good base. I'll try and hook it all together here so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Kinda. Need a piece of metal that goes in here too. Yeah, that looks like a winner. Okay, so just junk. And all I've been doing is thinking about this. I haven't actually pulled any metal or anything. It's the first time I pulled the metal out. So let's see. Put this down right. You guys still see on this one? Okay, so theoretically, we're trying to build that. So we have a base. Obviously, this is all going to be cut and welded and la 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 la. Okay, so these were all cut with a different sized drill and then cut in half. You can do it on, if you're careful, you can do it with a small tooth on the chop saw, and then you can do it on the bandsaw with a fine enough blade. You just have to be careful, it'll melt if you get it too hot, obviously. Two types, one's stronger than the other, density wise, and it comes in, let me just grab some, where is it? There it is. Like HDPE, Derlin, whatever you want to call them. So there's a piece, and one of them is B0013513H0316, and the other one is Baker 000 Foxtrot. Is it N? It may be N11 Mary. B000 Frank Norman 11 Mary. There you go. There's some phonetics for you. Okay, anyway, so you want to be able to, you can have a lever. You're going to have a lever like that will pivot somewhere in this base somewhere, going backwards and forwards. If you watch my other video, this will make more sense. So we're having a lever paging backwards and forwards here, we're swinging backwards and forwards, pushing on a piece of rod. Now it's not going to be this big, obviously, it'll just be a small piece of this, but the rod will be cut into a slot in here, and then it will run down here, and it will pick up, it'll pick up the back of that tube with a pin through it, a pin through there, piece of metal. So when you push this, pivoted here, pivoted there, this can't go down, so it has to go that way. So it'll push forward. So you don't need like 4 foot of travel. All we need is maybe half an inch maybe of travel. So all of this is going to be cut down. So imagine that we're pushing that forwards. Now that doesn't matter if that turns, it won't be able to turn because we'll have a slot and a pin in it. So the end of there, we'll do it naked, right? The end of there is pushing on that piece of HDPE, and it'll be connected, and there'll be a pin coming out here that will ride on in the inside of that tube with a slot, so, because we want to stop that turn. that's the piece we're worried about. We want to move that piece, but we don't want it to be able to go backwards and forwards like this. We want it to be able to go backwards and forwards, but not twist. Okay, so imagine that this is all encapsulated in here. So this is slightly off the workpiece, riding in the tube. There's less friction there. And then we've got the HDPE. Imagine we have a pin here with a slot that's about 1 inch long, whatever. And then somewhere down here, we're going to have a stop that you can change out. You want to be able to put different sized kind of mandrels there, like rods. I was using sockets on the other one just for trial purposes, but I'll put that down, it's getting heavy. When you press on this rod, it's going to slide forward, it's going to move that out. Now, obviously, if the ring is straight across with, imagine it's not bent yet, with another rod here, you're going to push up against it, and then you're going to move the rod backwards and forwards, and this is going to move backwards and forwards, compressing the ring as you turn the metal. Obviously, you have to learn how to do that, but that's the mechanism. They've just got to make it, I guess. So that'll be in the next few videos. But one lady said, could I make this commercially? Maybe, if I can make it simple enough, it would. And, you know, no sharp edges and painted well, and, you know, it doesn't rust and stuff like that. Maybe, but useful tool, considering that some of the stuff out there is like $250 or something like that, or more. You can do stuff with arbor presses. This is just gives you a huge amount of force that you're actually putting into the metal, and you've seen it on the videos. You can bend stainless steel stuff like not as well as silver plated, but you can bend it, and there it is, obviously, to see. So this is the first video of, I don't know, a fair few. So so these are just a recap. So these are all the pieces that we've got here. So these are all the pieces. I've got 2 videos going here. Look at this little guy. Like I know what I'm doing with phones. Anyway, so this will all be put together somehow into a tool that will bend rings. And theoretically, everything here is available. There's nothing. The base has to be robust. It's going to take a lot of force, so it could be just like on the other one. It's a piece of, believe it or not, the middle piece on the other videos. If you look at my other videos, is actually from a Husqvarna 155 rider mower that actually lifts the chain that lifts the cutting bed up. So you can make it out of all kinds of stuff. It's just got to be robust. And the pins have got to be, the pins that you put through, they've got to be 1/4 inch steel or more. What is it? 1/4 inch of steel is 250 pounds. Further you go up, you're going to put a lot of, you know, even a small person that's not real strong is going to put a lot of force on this when this bar is anywhere up to 3 foot long. You got to have somewhere to keep this, obviously. But one lady said that she was interested in if I could make one of these. Let's see, maybe not, don't know. But the mechanism's not proven yet, but we'll see. Click like, subscribe. See you guys later. Take it easy. Bye.